We are back with another Star Citizen Alpha 3.18 patch watch with a load more amuse-bouche features. Little features that aren't shown on the roadmap but are coming with the initial 3.18 build. Cloud Imperium might not have talked about them before, and yeah, really excited to see these sort of seemingly minor updates which actually can lead to quite a lot of juicy content for the game. Just as a note though, we are still waiting on Alpha 3.18 to go to Wave 1 PTU, so expect that live build, if it does get out this year, to be closer to the 23rd of December. I'm still expecting it this year. Zin's obviously expecting it in 2023 now, but I'm still expecting 3.18 live by the end of this year, so hopefully that will be the case. We'll know more soon. Alpha 3.18, patch watch, we're back in town. Cloud Imperium posted. After detailing the upcoming balance adjustments and quality of life improvements based on your feedback, we're back with the third edition of Alpha 3.18 patch watch. Let's get started. Jumptown version 2.1. What started as emergent gameplay before being implemented as a dynamic event is now in its third iteration. After evaluating your feedback, Jumptown's illegal drug labs have doubled in size for version 2.1. They also now have a second entrance, a second drug dispenser, and multiple windows and skylights. To improve gunplay inside, we made the labs circular and removed most of the doors for better visibility and fire lines. And if you run the mission on the illegal side, you can also sell the captured maze at junkyards alongside Grimhex. So this is absolutely fantastic for Jumptown. So this expands out the gameplay that can be done there. More people can effectively go there now. There's more money to be made from multiple dispensaries. There's a much larger gameplay area effectively there as well, and much more inside to hide from sort of bombs raining down on you, but also having multiple locations where you can sell the maze, the drugs. It's a really good idea for the sort of illegal side of that stuff, because, well, then you don't have to worry about areas getting so clogged up or them being so far away necessarily. I just like Cloud Imperium adding more accessibility to gameplay and actually having more people be able to get involved, and it feels like this is kind of part of that. I would like to see the smaller drug labs as well, so hopefully they'll do that in the future as well. They go, actually, some of these ones we want to make small, some of them we want big, some of them we want bigger. What have we got next? The My Ambrose suit, the latest outfit from the fashion label My. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. It could be Mui Mui. It could be pronounced in a very different way. Finds its way into the verse and combines smart casual design with natural fabrics to give you an elegant look this party season. The Ambrose suit will be available in all good clothing stores on Microtech. It's interesting because I look at this and it sort of reminds me of a mixture of religious garb crossed with the Frontier outfits they had originally designed for Crusader. Just interested to know what other people think. Ship bug fixes. Everyone loves their spaceships, so here are some fixes that made it into Alpha 3.18 that will make your favorite vessel shine even brighter. Siren lights on the Anvil C8R Pisces have now been improved over those in Alpha 3.17.4. Gun racks for the jump seats on the Anvil Valkyrie are now functional. They fixed the Aegis Hammerhead's front lifts. They shifted the Origin 890's jumps, hangar, lifts, and doors around so they can be salvaged and scrapped. Aegis Reclaimers should no longer have issues with players crouching in the cargo bay. The Origin 600i Touring should now have atmosphere in the midship lounge. Aegis Hammerhead component bays were added in the engine room. Smoothed floor collision in the 400i, so there are no tiny gaps in the doors that make you duck down for a split second. Argo Mole and Aegis Vanguard's lockers will now close after being opened. They've improved the access point for the Spiro Talon's pilot seat to make it safer. The Aegis Redeemer's rear turret angles have been tweaked. Also, its atmospheric hole near the cockpit has been fixed. The Misk Starfarer's rear turret angles have also been tweaked. The Vanguard Sentinel's engineering power triangle has been fixed. They've identified and fixed a bug that caused the Greycat PTV to explode while driving on the ice lake outside New Babbage. Origin 890 Jump's weapon rack should now be functional. The Aegis Reclaimer received a minor flight retune to aid its atmospheric performance. The Reclaimer has 120 SCU of temporary cargo grids added to the salvage deck to allow for easier storage of salvage materials before requiring transport to the cargo deck area. This is an interim measure until a more comprehensive rework of the Reclaimer is done to bring it up to gold standard. Further iteration on ground vehicle speeds have been done, sort of lowering the speed of the PTV, the Rocks, the Mule, the Nova, and the Ballista, and raising the speed of some of the Cyclones and the Urza rover. There are various Arena Commander improvements, with Alpha 3.18 Arena Commander and StarEngine have received quality of life and bug fixes following discussions and feedback from players, as well as the successful integration of persistent entity streaming, PES, into the module. We're extremely excited to elevate Arena Commander and StarEngine and encourage players to contribute to issue council reports and feedback threads so we can make further improvements. So with system and balance, persistent entity streaming successfully integrated into Arena Commander and its related systems. That's been made. Not sure realistically how that's going to affect things, but I suppose it's core tech and that sort of lots of other stuff's built on. They've added grey screen effects when dead for all modes. The system used to white and blacklist ships from game modes has been completely reworked. Bleed Out will now award the shooter, both for causing the bleed out and for all bleeding damage inflicted afterwards. Several UI systems have been updated to building blocks. The 3 topmost scoring players in all game modes now gain an additional 2,000, 1,500 and 1,000 points respectively. All other players gain 500 point participation awards. In team game modes, now victory rewards 2,000 points, while defeat rewards 500 points. The top scoring player in any game mode is now awarded MVP, which displays in the game feed. Hemorrhage now displays as a secondary scoring event. Ballistic ammo pickups are now increased from 50 to 80%, and they're split across all ballistic hardpoints. Item and vehicles should now appear alphabetically in the rental and customization screens. So the following ships are now also rentable in Arena Commander: the Hammerhead Reclaimer, Vanguard Harbinger, Sentinel, the Anvil C8 Pisces, Carrack and Expedition Carrack, the Katu Al, the Nox and the Coup, the Raft, the Mole, lots of different mole skins, the Banu Defender, the Consolidated Outland Hoverquad, the Dragonfly, the Hull A, the Prospector, the Starfarer, the Gemini, the 890 Jump, which is awesome to see, the Mantis and the Scorpius. Surprised that the 890 Jump is rentable, eh? Wait, there's even more changes and updates here. For modes, they've increased player limit of free flight from 8 to 24. They've decreased the required player count for Last Stand from 6 to 2. They've removed third-person camera from elimination. Last Stand now displays player objective in the top right of the screen. Dual Battle Royale and Squadron Battle have been limited to light and medium combat ships. Classic Race has had its allowed ship list expanded. Maps, they've adjusted the skybox in Dying Star to match the upcoming Pyro system. That sounds awesome. Dying Star has undergone a visibility pass, reducing cloud density, glare, and the size of the smoke particle effects, which led to poor visibility and motion sickness for some players. Good to hear that that's been solved. Some bug fixes. Closure rate markers have been fixed to give correct velocity towards target rather than full relative speed, and that's game-wide. And they're damaging a friendly with a missile now correctly gives a negative score based on damage dealt. Damaging a friendly with a missile in modes where friendly fire is disabled will no longer damage the friendly target. Explosions and collisions now follow friendly fire rules. Last Stand will no longer respawn an already spawned player at the start of a round. Dual mode should no longer affect the Battle Royale leaderboards. They fixed issues with asteroid collisions in Broken Moon and Dying Star, and with missing geometry in Dying Star, and poor performance in Dying Star. They fixed various Viz area issues across Station Damon, Echo 11 and the Good Doctor maps. Various issues were killing a player would not award the full score pool, most notably when getting headshots. They fixed an issue where ships would duplicate repeatedly for players who were stuck on the loading screen, and an issue was fixed where players would spawn into ships with missing components. Issues where a player could spawn into a ship that had no seat were solved. What other fixes do we have? The player retaining camera recoil and shake from death to respawn. An issue where destroying another ship in Squadron Battle would award 10k team points rather than the value of the destroyed ship. Players who killed themselves in Squadron Battle would give their team minus 10k points. Friendly fire would affect the team score. What else? When renting an item, players would occasionally experience a large hang. Bleed out kills were displayed incorrectly in the game feed. There were problems with loading into an empty team-based game mode. Self-destruction awarded positive points. An attacker would receive -1 kill if the target bled out. And there was an issue where the marker for medpen and ammo containers were not appearing. An issue where attackers would not be credited for kills against players who killed themselves. We had some crash fixes as well, fixes for acquiring pickups, finishing an elimination match, and joining team game modes. They fixed an additional 10 other crashes other than those, and made various optimizations to systems, including the playable area, game rules, and rental services. Boom! That's it for your little 3.18 patch watch today. I am really looking forward to Alpha 3.18 being in our hands. First wave PTU, live build, any of it. I'm famished for 3.18. Star Citizen are trying to get an appropriate build ready for Wave 1 PTU, and then hopefully they will go to live pretty soon afterwards, because obviously it's been in Evo and being tested for quite a long time, so they have fixed a lot of other problems already, if you see what I mean. But what do you think? Are you excited for all of these sort of like minor things that you hear about in the patch watches? Are you going to be enjoying Jumptown version 2.1 when they run it on the live servers? Were some of your sort of ship bug problems that you've previously had addressed in this patch watch? Are you looking forward to potentially playing some Star Marine and Arena Commander? Or do things with Arena Commander and Star Marine not interest you at all? You're like, bah, work on the rest of the game, I suppose. But working on Arena Commander and Star Marine and getting those balances in and tweaks in does actually help the rest of the game. But whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Nordmas!
It's Santa!
No, Timmy, it's Father Nordmas. I'm legally distinct and spread NordVPN cheer. Here you go, little Tim. Have some discount on your next NordVPN purchase. Just what you wanted. Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer.
But Santa, we don't want a VPN.
I told you, Tim, it's Father Nordmas.
Every month we have a ship giveaway. For December, we are giving away the mighty Drake Corsair Explorer with a Star Citizen game package and lifetime insurance. This no-nonsense Explorer can take you and 3 friends to the limits of adventure around the verse, and although more focused on exploration and expedition, it is a great multi-role mission runner too. Comment on any of my videos during December to be in for a chance of winning that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Please don't forget to like and especially subscribe to the videos, leave comments, and if you feel so inclined, use the join button under my videos and give a little bit each month to help the channel. It really, really does help. Or you can even become a Patreon or donate. Check out all the links below. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great time in the verse.